Hey everyone, welcome back to another Dead Frontier 2 video. I recorded this last night, but then decided just like a few minutes ago that I was going to re-record it. I was going to edit this today and then get it up. But I wanted to re-record it because I felt like the commentary I did was rather sluggish. But, you know, enough about that. Let's just get into the news. We've got some big news today, well, yesterday technically, that I'm going to go over right now. I need to find the blog post, shit. Okay, so Neil has posted a roadmap. I don't know if I really consider it a roadmap, because roadmaps usually have dates, but he's kind of just ETAing it. He doesn't even have like an ETA properly really yet, but either way, that's beside the point. But basically, the majority of what we've got here is about the future of the game for the next 6 months, in terms of what content to expect, what changes, etc. He decided to go over all the changes he's made really recently to the game since he started developing it, which there is a lot, and the game is in the best state it's ever been right now. Not massive amounts of players have returned. I mean, we've got about 500, 600 players back, or pretty much 500 players back, which is, you know, that's definitely, in my opinion, a rather healthy amount. I think we really want to get back to that 1,000 mark, but for now, this is decent enough to keep going. I don't know if the game is making enough money for him to value working on it at the moment, but that's not really beside that's beside the point right now. But what he's put here is a big load of information. So I'm going to read out what is planned. I'm not going to read everything that he's written, I'm just going to paraphrase a lot of it. So, Neil is planning on adding an open world, which I'm interested in. I was very sort of just like quiet about this yesterday. I have my complaints and my concerns with an open world. I'll just describe what he means. Basically, when he says an open world, he's talking about instead of fast traveling to different areas, you actually walk. It's open world, you actually go to those locations, and you actually make your way there. He's planning on connecting the entire lot of it all together. No fade outs, no loading screens. Which I'm not going to try and put the whole thing of performance, because there is many things you can do to deal with that. LOD, you know, level of detail. You can see certain things from a distance in lower detail, so that you know you can't tell it's in much lower detail, and it also helps optimize the game. So there's things like that he can be doing, obviously. You can do the whole transit route in Black Ops 2, put fog literally everywhere. There is ways of him making this work. My concerns are with how the game's going to flow, because you got to consider the fact that the way the game works right now, at least for me, is I log into the game, I grab ammo, I check my mailbox, make sure something's sold, I go to the level 25 zones, I fast travel there, I kill bosses, I level up, log off. That's kind of my thing right now. I don't do a whole bunch of outpost attacks. So it's all well and good the way it's set up right now. I mean, yes, it's not realistic. It's very silly, and you know, I'm glad that he's trying to do something to rectify that. But the game is already quite hard to level up in as is. How is he going to make this worth our time? Traveling all this time, all these ways. How is he gonna make this work in a way that's going to make the grinding still as sort of just simple? Because right now, I mean, before these updates started coming out, the game was basically unplayable for me. I couldn't deal with the slow grind. It was just terrible. The grind is at an area now where it's a lot more, you know, a lot more easy to deal with. I don't know what the level 20 to 30 grind is compared to what it was. I have no idea, because it was about 700k on its own. I don't know what that's like now, but it's at you know, leveling up is at a point now where it's a lot more simple. Maybe not as sort of, you know, usual as other RPG games like Borderlands, for example. There's other games that, you know, make it seem a bit more part of the game. It's hard to explain. Dead Frontier 2 is kind of just like, yeah, grind bosses, log off. That's sort of my game plan right now. There's other games I want to play. So sometimes I log on, sometimes I don't. But that's the thing. There's a lot here to unpack. So how is he going to make this flow well enough to the point where it's not going to interrupt how I play the game? I have no issue with trying to adapt to new territory, but I hope it's not going to slow down the game to a crawl again. That's my only concern. I am looking forward to it, but yeah. Now another thing he was going to add is barricading. He basically said that he doesn't think it should have been in the game when you can just fast travel, which is fair enough. He's planning to add barricading shortly after open world gets added, which is fair enough. I have no real qualms with that. Basically, for those who aren't aware, barricading is a thing in Dead Frontier 1. Basically, you go into a building, clear zombies out, barricade, and then you've got a personal outpost. It doesn't work like the others. You can sort of trade in the area. Fair enough. So that's basically what it is. It's basically just a personal outpost. More like a temporary outpost. I quite like the idea of that. I have no issues with that. Looking forward to it. Now this is the weird one. Level 30 to 50 content. Now, thank God he reckons he's going to add this in the next 2-3 months, because I'm so close to Prestige 5. I am not willing to have the experience cap I'm not willing to have the level cap increase again by the time I reach max rank. But level 30 to 50 content is going to be added. And he's had a whole bunch of sketches here. I'm going to put them on the screen. There's a whole bunch of sketches that he's come up with. There are some crazy things in here. The world bosses are on here by the looks of things because there's this big ass tentacle monster with a dude sitting there. So that's interesting. There's a lot of, I mean, there's zombie children, which I think he said he would never add. I don't know what that is. I'm just going through them. Some of these look like the regenerators from Defronted 2. Now, my main hope here is that a lot of these are actually monsters within the game, and by that I mean not bosses. Like I want some standard special infected, please. Can we just change it up a little bit, have some special infected, so we don't have stupid, annoying faced zombies walking around every 5 minutes, please. Just add a bit of something special. I don't mean the Mr. Tumble series. I mean just add something other than bosses. It would really help. I just realised there's a twin one. That's really creepy. What the hell? This is very sort of impromptu. I didn't really mean to. This is pretty awful quality because I'm just doing this really quickly. I also wanted to mention in the leveling part, the level 30 to 50. Can we, at some point figure out what we're going to be doing with prestige? Because right now, if you keep increasing the level cap, it's just going to get worse. Thanks, Neil. Appreciate it. Right, back to the video. But it's all cool though. I quite like the looks of those designs. So now this next one is world bosses, which I don't know if he'll be doing that soon. It's going to act a very similar way to outpost attacks. It's just going to be big boy bosses that everyone's going to have to take on. The entire Defronted 2 population. It's probably going to play very similar to outpost attacks, and because he's already done it, he probably wouldn't take him long to do that. The main constraint the time constraint would basically be based on how long it takes for the artist to create the model and for it to get implemented in the game properly. So that's kind of all it is really. But the idea of the world bosses is pretty cool. It's basically just going to be outpost attacks. I'm interested in seeing that. This next one's very interesting. Wandering bosses. So the first one is basically Mr. X. It's one that comes after you through multiple rooms and locations. It just follows you. Apparently you'll almost need to always run and hide to survive it. So you can kill it, but it's going to be really difficult. I don't know how I feel about this. I've been working on like a passion project. I haven't really been working on it recently for the last couple of months, but from like the start of the year to August, I was working on a passion project, and I was going to add something like that. And I thought it would work better in a game like that than Dead Frontier 2, for example. I'm interested to see what it is and how he designs it and all the rest of it, but I don't know. That it's interesting. The next one is the one that really confuses me. I'm also planning to add a creature that will actually run and hide. So he's going to be adding a boss that basically runs from you. I don't know what the hell. I don't think that should be in the game personally, because it's kind of just like, well, what's, unless it looks really weird. I'm all for it looking kind of creepy, but what's the fear of you just having to go and run and kill a thing? You know what I mean? It'd be better, I think, if it was like a creature that runs towards, I don't know, a room with a boss in it. Something like that. Or perhaps it could be something you come across in a house and you run after it, it goes into the boss room, and then it merges with the boss to create a big boy boss. That makes sense. That would be cooler, in a way to incentivize you to be like, right, quickly catch it, or you have to face that big piece of shit. That could be cool. I don't know, I'm very kind of mixed on this, but there is ways you can make it work. More content is more content, so I have no complaints there. But that's basically my thoughts on it. The ETA, he basically reckons, will take about 2 to 3 months for the level 30 to 50 content, which is fair enough. That gives me plenty of time to get max rank, and I will probably do that. He reckons it will take until like early next year, which is fair enough. I'm fine with that. Open world is something he's going to be focusing on the most. He says he thinks he'll have a single player version of it to test out within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Christ knows when we'll see it. I'm always up for giving it a test if he ever does like a public test. This is why I think he should be adding the gold membership or something like that. Just like an early test server type of thing. If you could set that up, that'd be all good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. So I appreciate everyone watching as always. I'm going to be doing some other videos here and there probably soon. I meant to live stream today, but I got up so goddamn late I couldn't even do it. Cube World is about to come out, so I might be streaming that. So prepare. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.